listed are textbooks, magazines, pictures, PowerPoint presentations, videos, charts, realia. Realia is anything which we use in the real world. Authentic text. Text that is not written for classroom teaching or language teaching is authentic text. Feely bag. Any cloth bag in which you put different objects and the children can feel and try to recognize what the object is. They will use adjectives for the things that they can feel: long, thin, thick, hard, soft. Then object box, where you collect objects according to a purpose, according to the need, and then you use those objects to describe, to talk about, to say anything about those objects. Then articles, written articles in the newspaper, magazines, any articles. So these are authentic texts as well. Language games, panaplexes on different topics that you can design and get them printed. Globe, if you're talking about the world, if there is a chapter in language teaching which has something to do with the maps. Then the maps, these maps can be maps of the country, they can be road maps, worksheets, roll cards, audios, etc. So you can use a variety of different material aids and resources to enhance your lesson. The target is to expose the children to authentic, real learning and exposure to the language. They should be immersed in the language. So that is what your target is, so that they get input in whatever way is possible. Plus, when you are using pictures or videos, you are providing them opportunities and providing them with topics that they can talk about. So they talk about the pictures, the videos that they look at, the charts that they look at, the objects that you bring in the class, the objects that are there in the feely bag or the object box. So these are opportunities to discuss, to talk about, to write about different things. We need to be as creative as possible. Bring to the class things that will grab the children's attention, and you will be able to elicit more and more language from them. Then the next important thing in the lesson is the anticipatory set, when you warm their minds up for the upcoming topic. It is a brief activity or event at the beginning of the lesson that effectively engages all students' attention. So every student, every learner in your class is attentive, and he or she focuses the thoughts on the learning objective. So they are connected to the learning objective. So you do something at the beginning of the class that helps engage every child in your class. The purpose of anticipatory set or any warm-up activity is to involve all students, focus everyone's attention, and whet appetites. They should feel the hunger of learning that new information, the new piece of language, the new kind of structure, the passage that you have brought for reading. So they should be connected with it. And it is also sometimes needed after interruptions. So somebody comes for a reason in the class, or there's some other kind of interruption, there's some noise outside that has distracted everyone. So after the interruptions also, you need to do some activity to refocus the attention on the learning objective. And these warm-up and the introductory sessions or activities, they should grab the attention of the students. They should provide the interest and the motivation factor. They should set the tone for the lesson, connect learners' attention to the objective, activate their prior knowledge, and the teacher should always be as creative as possible, because at this stage, if you get their attention, that is the right beginning for your lesson. Then the next important thing is the subject matter that you are actually going to teach in the class. You need to see how much can you cover in the duration of the unit that you're going to spend in the class. If your unit is of half an hour, then you will chunk the lesson in such a way that within the half hour, all the stages of the lesson can be completed. So according to the duration, you will make the chunks of the lesson. You will also take care of the level of the students. If they cannot go beyond 2 paragraphs, do not force them to go to beyond 2 paragraphs in one period. So according to their level, you will make the chunks of the lesson. Extensive information should be there with the teacher. If she's teaching something that is related to geography, and she has chosen or he has chosen a passage that is related to geography, and there are some geographical terms in that passage, the teacher herself or himself should be well informed. He or she should search the net, find out the meanings of those terms, so that he or she can explain those terms to the children at the beginning of the class, because if the jargon is not clear to the children, they will not be able to understand the passage. So therefore, extensive information should be there with the teacher, not just what is there in the textbook. Then appropriate activities or experiences should be designed for that particular subject matter that you are going to cover. If it is a grammar concept, then you will make activities accordingly. If it is a writing task, then you need to prepare activities in such a way that they are ready to write at the end of the lesson. Then how are you going to integrate Islamic information with it? If possible, if it is directly connected, if the topic is such that you can easily quote some hadith or ayah with it, that's excellent. But if it is not, then you should see that what can be integrated with the lesson. Because as a Muslim, we should remember that Islam is not compartmentalized in the Islamiyat period. It's part of life. So it should be integrated everywhere, in every subject, in every class. That's all for today. Jazakallah. See you next time with a new video. Allah Hafiz.